Welcome back to the epic battles between King Hyperion and Superman. Before we dive into the analysis, I just want to say thank you very much.
King Hyperion stands as a symbol of absolute dominance wherever he reigns. By asserting his power, Hyperion has systematically defeated every hero once considered invincible. He confidently proclaims that he has beaten legendary names such as Hulk, Galactus, and Thor. This immediately creates a challenging paradox, because Hulk and Thor in their normal states are already capable of reaching galactic, universal, and even lower multiverse levels of power. Therefore, Hyperion being able to stand firm against them is not merely a victory of strength, but a declaration of superior status. Hyperion does not only confront familiar icons of raw power, he once directly resisted and overwhelmed Blue Marvel with relentless and precise attacks. Blue Marvel, who has openly compared his own offensive power to that of Hulk and Thor, indirectly elevated Hyperion to the same tier, or even higher. This demonstrates that Hyperion's strength is not sudden or unstable, but consistent and terrifying. Hyperion is even capable of fighting alongside two different versions of himself at the same time. When an entity is powerful enough to confront its own counterparts and still maintain balance, it proves that Hyperion is not just a conqueror of brute force, but a true king of power, intellect, and absolute domination. Hyperion once achieved a shocking feat by directly stopping two worlds from colliding, not only through sheer strength but also through his ability to maintain spatial stability in a moment of near-total destruction. Hyperion possesses extraordinary traits that make him almost entirely independent of external support. His body is capable of self-sustaining energy, allowing him to remain in combat for extended periods without exhaustion. His ability to manipulate heat through atomic vision turns his gaze into a weapon of precise destruction. Enhanced senses allow Hyperion to perceive the battlefield at a level far beyond normal physiology. Although his regenerative ability is limited, he compensates with extraordinary resistance to extreme heat and extreme cold, combined with the ability to absorb energy to reinforce his physical form. In addition, his power of flight allows Hyperion to dominate three-dimensional space, turning every battle into a stage where his strength and authority are fully displayed. Argonite is considered the single fatal weakness of King Hyperion, similar to the role of kryptonite for Superman, and the damage it causes is even more devastating. When exposed to Argonite, Hyperion body does not merely weaken but suffers deep cellular damage, shattering the stability that forms the foundation of his near-absolute power. Aside from this rare exception, King Hyperion is nearly invulnerable. Conventional ammunition cannot pierce his skin, and his unique biological nature means that his blood contains no iron, rendering many forms of attack ineffective. Hyperion also possesses movement at a transcendent level, capable of flying straight into orbit in mere moments, turning space and distance into blurred concepts. The core of his power originates from his eternal heritage. As an Eternal, Hyperion naturally stands among the ranks of superior beings, far exceeding the standards of ordinary heroes. The cells within his body store vast amounts of cosmic energy, and it is this cosmic energy that grants Hyperion the full range of eternal abilities. He can fly, teleport, and manipulate and transform both organic and inorganic matter. His telepathic abilities open a level of awareness beyond physical limits, while his remarkable healing factor allows him to endure injuries that would seem impossible to overcome. Beyond that, Hyperion can generate multiple forms of energy directly from his body, ranging from pure force and heat to light and complex electromagnetic radiation. All of this converges to create a king who is not only physically powerful, but also the embodiment of condensed cosmic authority within a single entity. King Hyperion has repeatedly proven his status. He fought Hulk evenly at full power, with the battle ending only when Hulk was forced to revert to his human form. Hyperion killed Namor and used pure physical strength to stop an Earth-sized planet moving at an unimaginable speed. King Hyperion's strength is estimated at around 90 tons, placing him firmly among heavyweight warriors, while his durability allows him to withstand attacks on a level comparable to Colossus or Ben Grimm. He also possesses highly destructive eye-beams, which Hyperion refers to as nuclear vision, combined with enhanced sensory systems. Although often viewed as a reflection of Superman, Hyperion still carries a distinct and unmistakable identity of his own.
Please remember to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and turn on notifications to watch the earliest videos. Thank you all very much.
Superman has long been regarded as the ultimate benchmark of superhero power. He possesses nearly every ability imaginable, from immense super strength, the power of flight, and near invulnerable durability to extraordinary speed. Superman's senses are enhanced to an absolute level, allowing him to hear, see, and perceive even the smallest disturbances across vast expanses of space. His heat vision carries devastating, destructive force, while his freezing breath can halt even violent streams of energy, combined with a self-healing ability that allows Superman to maintain a stable combat state, even after suffering severe injuries. That power has been proven through legendary feats, such as when Superman tore Highfather's staff from the Source Wall, an act that required not only raw strength, but also the will to push beyond the limits of reality itself. In the New 52 era, he flew a distance of up to 45 billion light-years to return to Earth in just 60 days, and notably, time on the planet continued to flow normally, with no sign of time dilation effects. Beyond sheer speed, the destructive output of Superman heat vision also reaches extreme levels. The emitted temperature is estimated to exceed that of the surface of the Sun, reaching approximately 6,000 degrees Kelvin. This level of heat is sufficient to melt the Earth crust and cause violent disturbances along tectonic fault lines. It is precisely the combination of strength, speed, and energy control that has transformed Superman into an unchanging symbol, representing the highest limit a superhero can reach. With his freezing breath, he could completely envelop an entire world in eternal ice, turning a vibrant planet into a frozen sphere within a short period of time. In reality, this power has been demonstrated in an even more precise and terrifying manner. By focusing all of his will and energy, Superman once paralyzed the brain of a sun-eating entity, a creature massive in scale compared to the very star it consumed. As early as the 1950s, his super hearing allowed him to detect the faint hum of a machine from as far as 1,500 miles away. Just a few years later, this ability was further refined, enabling Superman to focus his hearing with astonishing precision, enough to eavesdrop on a conversation taking place in a specific apartment while he was flying high above the skies of Metropolis. Alongside this, Superman's self-healing ability further reinforces his image as a nearly immortal being. His body can regenerate severe injuries at an extremely rapid rate. The clearest example occurred when Wonder Woman slashed his throat with her crown in Wonder Woman issue 219, yet he recovered without lasting consequences. The fusion of elemental strength, transcendent senses, and extraordinary regeneration has placed Superman in the position of an entity that is almost impossible to subdue, bearing the presence of a god. Superman has repeatedly demonstrated absolute dominance. He once knocked out Kyle Rayner with a single, clean, and decisive backhand punch. This feat becomes even more astonishing when one recalls that Kyle Rayner had previously claimed he could restrain a supernova explosion powerful enough to destroy an entire star system. Superman has also inflicted direct physical damage on the Lord of Time. According to DC database records, this entity exists in the fourth dimension, beyond the familiar concept of three-dimensional space. The fact that an individual could touch and harm a four-dimensional being in itself shatters numerous physical and metaphysical boundaries. Superman even openly threatened to destroy the Phantom Zone, a containment space that exists outside conventional reality. In a state unconstrained by morality or restraint, Superman defeated the entire Justice League. This roster included Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter, warriors who possess both immense power and supreme intellect. Wonder Woman herself had defeated ancient gods such as Artemis, entities that exist beyond space and time, yet even she could not stop Superman when he fought at full power. The pinnacle of his symbolic strength is the moment when Superman lifted the entire universe from Atlas, an image that is both mythic and definitive proof that his limits do not exist in any conventional sense. Superman is very likely not to unleash his full power from the very beginning. His instincts are always inclined toward restraint, responding only at the level necessary until he personally witnesses the scale of destruction and catastrophe that his opponent is causing or is about to create. That moment of realization becomes the final boundary. When Superman decides to hold nothing back, the course of the battle immediately shifts in an irreversible way. In an instant, Superman moves at a speed beyond ordinary perception. A single punch, perfectly calculated in both force and trajectory, strikes Hyperion directly. The tremendous impact hurls Hyperion into the stratosphere, through the atmosphere, and then sends him flying straight toward the moon. The entire sequence unfolds so quickly that Hyperion does not even have time to understand what has happened, let alone react or adjust his defensive stance. Hyperion suffers severe injuries, his body falls into a state of paralysis, and the strength that was once his pride no longer obeys his will. In that moment, the gap between the two icons of power becomes clearer than ever. Hyperion may be a terrifying ruler in his own world, but before Superman, a being defined by absolute control and limitless power, the difference is undeniable. In truth, when viewed fairly, it is extremely difficult to find any attack from Hyperion that could inflict serious harm on a Kryptonian like Kal-El. Superman has endured an explosion with power equivalent to a supernova, even while he was weakened. In that context, the most Hyperion could realistically achieve would be minor scratches or light bleeding on Superman, at the cost of risking a counterattack that could render him unconscious within moments. Therefore, the possibility that Hyperion could kill Clark Kent is virtually non-existent. Hyperion, much like Sentry or Calark, is often regarded as a mirrored archetype of Superman. The difference lies in how their power is expressed. Hyperion once prevented two universes from colliding, a feat that elevated him to a cosmic level in both strength and durability, as he survived the destruction of those very universes. By contrast, Superman often requires assistance when moving massive celestial bodies. Hyperion's speed is equal to Superman, and his other abilities are also comparable, causing much of their power to cancel each other out. The battle therefore comes down to physical stamina and endurance. Hyperion holds an advantage through his regenerative ability and his nearly limitless power source when absorbing cosmic radiation, becoming even stronger when directly exposed to a sun. However, when considering the overall picture, Superman, stability, control, and combat discipline remain the decisive factors. For that reason, the Man of Steel ultimately stands his ground and claims victory.
What do you think about this battle? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all very much.